As the ceasefire agreement between Hamas and Israel reaches a deadlock, the inhumane practices of the Israeli army against Gaza have resumed. After the humanitarian aid transit was stopped, it was claimed that electricity and water supply to the region would also be cut off. According to the Israeli press, the war could resume within 10 days.
While the ceasefire crisis in Gaza is still unresolved, Israel is preparing for a plan of hell. The Netanyahu administration had stopped humanitarian aid to Gaza. According to the Israeli press, the blockade on Gaza will be tightened. It is planned to cut off electricity and water to force Hamas to release its hostages. The plan, known as the Hell Plan, envisages the relocation of Palestinians from northern Gaza to the south. This step is said to be a preparation for a new large-scale military operation in Gaza. According to the Israeli press, the war could resume within 10 days. What about the ceasefire talks? Negotiations have not taken place since Friday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu wants to extend the first phase of the ceasefire for 50 days. Hamas argues that this is contrary to the initial agreement and that the second phase of negotiations must begin. Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sarsa claimed that Israel is ready to move to the second phase. He said that in order to prolong the ceasefire, an agreement is needed to release the hostages. Saar also argued that aid to Gaza was working in Hamas's favor. Israel is also demanding that Hamas disarm in order for the ceasefire to go ahead. Hamas is clearly against this demand. This is our red line. The resistance will not lay down arms for reconstruction or humanitarian aid, a Hamas official told Reuters. The anger of the relatives of the Israeli hostages against Netanyahu has not subsided. The Israeli parliament held a plenary session on the establishment of a commission of inquiry into the Hamas attack on October 7, 2023. But chaos erupted when hostage relatives were prevented from entering the plenary hall. Security forces and bereaved families clashed. Washington is closely monitoring the situation in the Middle East. The U.S. State Department said its special envoy Steve Witkoff will visit the region in the coming days. According to a spokesperson, Witkoff will hold talks on extending the first phase of the ceasefire in Gaza or moving to a second phase. Sources told the Israeli Daily Jerusalem Post that Witkoff is not expected to arrive in the country anytime soon. The sources said that the U.S. envoy will only return to Israel to finalize the ceasefire agreement and that the timing of his visit is uncertain as talks are currently deadlocked.